G'day legends, it's Jai, that Aussie metal guy here. Before we get stuck into another great interview brought to you by Crannk.com and thatmetalstation.com, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and that way you can keep up to date with all the best music and interviews from all over the world. How you all going? It's Jai, that Aussie metal guy here with Crank.com and with thatmetalstation.com. Tonight, wherever the bloody hell you are in the world, I'm having a chat with Belushi Speed Ball, who are due to release their album, What Us Worry, comes out 27th of May. Really cool band, man. They jump around all over the place, have some great influences in hardcore, thrash, fucking everything. Really, really cool band. It's good to get to chat with you all. I have Vinny, Kyle, Bo and Daniel. Hey guys, did you want to give a shout out one by one through there? Introduce yourselves.
Shout out Wu-Tang.
Well, you go first.
All right. My name is Bo Kalen. I'm not on stage so much as we're very stage show heavy. So a lot of the mapping out every stage show, which is different, and making props and costumes and makeup and stuff, that's kind of my forte.
Senor Diablo's on stage.
Yes.
Yeah, not Bo, Senor Diablo.
Yeah. Senor Diablo.
Yeah,
Regretfully endorsed by Senor Diablo.
Yeah.
There we
He's our
go.
manager. So he's on stage messing everything up. Bo just sits in the back and gets all the props ready.
Essentially, yes. Yeah. I have to work closely with Diablo to make sure that he gets his shit together.
Yeah.
Guys, who wants to go next?
Daniel's next.
Okay. Hey, Daniel, play drums.
You're the best damn drummer alive, Daniel. Tell him.
Tell him that's it.
No. Not.
Who's
Who's
You
next?
are. Neil
next?
Peart
Vinny, come.
was, and now you are.
Daniel Neil
Born
Peart.
after Peart. So he had it for a little while. He did.
Yeah, he did.
Were born.
Rest in peace. All right, Kyle, go ahead.
I'm Kyle. I play guitar, and sometimes I yell. I get most of the drink tickets.
Yeah, he does. And then I'm Vinny. I also play guitar and I stream. I'm the lead vocalist. And we're Belushi Speed Ball. Woo! Yeah.
More Belushi Speedball, hell yeah. John Belushi would totally agree with that. That's for sure. It was
We're
a killer
named after
name, man.
Jim
That's what got me
Belushi.
straight away when I come across you guys a few years ago, man. I don't know how the hell I come across Belushi Speedball, but I was instantly sold on the name because of the age, but the sound. You guys have an amazing sound. You just jump around all over the place. You have that crossover thrash, but you've also got that hardcore, man. Even at times you've got, little bits of elements of black and death, which is really, really cool, man. Can you tell me first off, how did this all begin, Vinny? Where did Belushi Speedball start from, dude? Tell me about that.
Well, so I always forget to do this plug, but I'm a really big Joel Grind fan, Toxic Holocaust.
Yes.
And he actually mastered the last album, and he mastered this one that comes out Friday. And he was my biggest influence. So I love crossover thrash. And back in 2013, I just decided that, you know what, I'm just gonna make an EP. And then I tricked everyone else to being in the band. And that's it. That's how it snowballed. Met Daniel Neal, met Kyle. Jazzy can't be here, our bassist. She would actually keep this interview coherent, but she can't be here. But, I met them and I tricked them into being in the band. That's that. We've been around almost for 10 years now.
Yeah, and it really looks like you've kind of made your name kind of with the local scene as well with the live shows, because I have kind of seen some of the footage of some of your live shows, man, and they look like so much fun as well. And you put into that effort as well with, as you said, the stage and the performance. And you also have the skits in between, which, is great. You've got this great sound, but it's also not taking yourself hella seriously.
Yeah, it's being self-aware. Bo can actually tell you some of that because every single show is different. Bo, can you enlighten Crannk on this?
Yeah, I mean, what we kind of look at it is like with our live shows, like there are some bands that do kind of stage show heavy stuff, but for us, the key ingredient is like the crowd being active. Like it's cool if like you got a band that's in costume props, but it's like ultimately the crowd should be the one that are actually handling everything. So it's like every single show, it's almost like we've created a playground for adults, and they essentially are coming out of the playground trying to figure out, okay, what game are we playing, and trying to kind of roll with it. So, you know, whether it's like we're doing an Alice in Wonderland tea party, or people are, you know, fighting different Batman villains, or most recently we like had like a field day game to where like an entire crowd was having to collect popsicles in the middle of like a dodgeball fight. We're always trying to create like some sort of antics that suit the environment that we're going to be in, that's going to get 100 to 200 people actually with props in their hands and interacting with one another, as opposed to just standing around arms crossed banging heads. Not dumping on that, but it's like we want you more engaged than that.
Yeah, and it almost seems like when you get the local scene and the playing these shows as well, you ride that groundswell of support as well. If you can build up a great support in your community and in your scene as well, you can kind of ride that groundswell to where you're getting ripples all over the world. Because right now you're getting, like, I'm sitting over here in Australia, and you were saying, just chatted to Chris from Heavy Mag, and you got people all the way now over the other side of the world listening to your music, because it's good, but it's also different, and it's got a great sound and a great energy to it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're really fortunate. A lot of honestly, a lot of the energy comes from the fact that we play a lot of all ages shows, and we're a few of us are high school teachers in the band. So we're that like Hard Times article where like band opens up for alt punk band of high school teachers. That's kind of about us. But a lot of the energy comes from the kiddos. And honestly, our sound is, God, Daniel Neal is our ace in the hole. Daniel, tell him about how amazing you are at drums.
I'm not. I try, but yeah, there's a lot of punk beats and thrash beats.
Yeah,
it's just doing a lot of that and just try to do it really, really fast and energetic and stuff. So, yep.
Yeah, Daniel's super talented. He's got his own solo project called Daniel Neal, and you can look it up at Daniel Neal Music. And he just is working on a new song, but it's like Castlevania meets blast beats. Transylvania is one of his albums. But so a lot of our sound comes from the fact that we got our ace in the hole, which is Daniel Neal. I mean, he carries everything on his shoulders.
Talking about blast beats, the last song, the Belushi Speed Grind, the whole Grind album in one song, man. It definitely shows there, Daniel. Don't be coy, man. That's a killer track. Listen to the grindcore. That's one thing I like about putting on a Belushi Speed Ball album. Like I mentioned before, it's a lot of fun, but you're gonna touch on all these different genres as well. And I did get a laugh when you were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do the whole grindcore album in like this," and it was cool, man.
Like
that
that
was fun.
minutes.
Yeah, a little bit longer. I think it was
I told Daniel I wanted the drums so fast that only computers could process it. And that's actually rest in peace, Trevor from Black Dahlia, but that's actually a Black Dahlia murder line. They were on their documentary they first released years ago. They were talking about how metal is going to evolve to the point to where you'll need a computer to process it. So I always thought that was funny. So Daniel crushed it. Yeah, it sounds like a zipper.
It's programmed drums though. It's not actual real drums for the grindcore part of it. So just
yeah, that's true. I wasn't gonna say that part, Daniel. I was gonna make him think you played that.
I've seen some grindcore bands that have done that. Just two people get out there and they've had the drum, the electronic drum, going flat out as well. It's actually not too bad, dude.
Goreformic Nosebleed.
Yeah.
Well, Infinite Annihilator, actually. I think that Deuter actually can do that.
They just bang each other.
It must be a lot of fun for you guys when you're making a Belushi Speed Ball album. Tell me a little bit about making this album and kind of the whole process behind it all.
Oh, man. Kyle.
I don't make
Go ahead,
any of it.
Kyle.
I don't make any of
Go,
it.
Kyle, describe the
Handball.
process. Come on, Kyle. I always have to answer
okay,
every question.
Okay, this doesn't involve me at all, but I'll answer it. Vinny makes guitar scratch tracks and brings them to his old guitar player who records all our albums, Chase Bensing, and lays them down. And then Chase goes, "All right, I'll fix these when you leave." And he plays them good. And then he has Daniel come in to put drums behind them. And then Vinny plays bass on them. And then it's like, here we go.
Jazzy played bass on half the album. She
Yep.
played bass on a lot of the tracks too.
Oh, I played one solo. And then Chase, the ex-guitar player, was like, "Yeah, I'll fix that for you too." And I said, "Thanks, man. I'll put it in the right key." I said, "I appreciate you."
And then usually
That's
when
what
it
we all
comes
need.
to doing the skits, usually what we end up doing is we do that last, and everybody comes over and we drink for about 3 hours, and then after like 2 hours of inside jokes, you get the inside joke into the tracks. Just no context is usually where the skits come from.
Yep.
Daniel's got tater tots for eyes.
Yeah.
And
Oh, what are you listening to over there?
Oh, can you hear that?
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I wish-
No,
I wish
that's
you would.
cool, man. Kind of sets the atmosphere when you come in, bro. Leave it.
I know. Oh, fucking
It's actually- it's the-
Dracula over here.
It's the brainwashing scene from Parallax View. I'll turn it down.
Oh, we like that though. We
Oh,
need some
yeah,
more
I love
brainwashing.
for
Go
you.
grab What Us Worry. Comes out 27th of May. There's some brainwashing.
100% buy
Can you
it.
tell me a little bit about the track ripping off Municipal Waste, dude? Because you had that was a killer track, and also the album
you.
has the artwork by Andrei as well. There,
Yeah, Andrei Bouzikov. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, he's the man. So, in Australia, Head in a Jar, they're a crossover thrash band, and I became friends with this guy Adrian on the Facebooks, and I think he's the bass player for Head in a Jar, and he's actually who got me in touch with Andrei. But Municipal Waste are gods, they're kings, and they're one of our biggest influences, and they're part of that whole resurgence of the new wave of thrash metal that came up in the 2000s, and for me it was a big influence, and it actually stems back to, and I've talked about this before, it stems back to like we played a show and someone came up to me, and I think he meant it as a compliment, but came off real backhanded, but he was like, at least someone around here is ripping off Municipal Waste, and it stuck with me. So and then to write that song, I listened to Municipal Waste for like 2 years straight, only them, like in the gym and like on repeat. And it was one of the hardest songs we ever wrote, at least for me, because stylistically it's so different. But it was us essentially trying to emulate them and just rip them off. So, and then I got Tony Barlam from Condition Critical on it, and he's in New Jersey, and that's a real guitar player. That's not one of us. That's like he's good.
it's a really cool track. The whole album is really good, man, and it kicked off
Thank
really
you.
well. That ripping off Municipal Waste. I sat there with my partner the other day, man, and I played nothing but Belushi Speed Ball, I think, for like about 4 hours, man. And
It's so
she's
funny.
listening to it to begin with, and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" And then she's like, "Got it, man." And you can see she's like rocking away to it, man. And hopefully, a lot of people that do listen to Belushi Speed Ball kind of have that effect. You kind of listen to it and kind of get more into it as it goes with the skits and everything like that. Can you tell me a little bit about the next track there, Tattletale Stranger, because it's also got a guest on that one as well?
Yeah. So SpongeBob, it's our biggest influence is SpongeBob. And so Tattletale Strangler, it's like our favorite episode. It's my son's favorite episode. And essentially, I just wanted to write like a thrash song. And Daniel really crushed it with the drums. He does some wild stuff. Was Daniel, how'd you come up with because I don't actually know. I'm going to ask Daniel an interview question. Daniel, how'd you write the drums for Tattletale Strangler? Like, what would you have to influence-wise to get that all in there?
I don't know influence wise in terms of how I did it. like I did it the same way for all the tracks on the song, or on the album, which was basing over the scratch tracks. And I usually I'll program the drums on my computer just so I can kind of play around with it and figure out exactly what rhythm feels right for it. So I did that for the whole album, and then just kind of took that into the studio to do the actual recording on it. I can't remember for that song what particular influences so much on that one. So not sure on that.
Good job, Daniel.
Yeah, man.
Good
There you go.
answer.
And then
we, our buddy Jameson Lamb lives here in Louisville, and he was in Guar for like 10 years, and he played Australia, he said. So, and then we got him to do the guitar solo on that track. So
Didn't go to Bam's house though.
no, that was the only thing Kyle asked him. So we did our physical album release on
May 13th.
May 13th. Thank you. And Jameson actually played that song with us live. Prior to the show, I'm outside and I'm sitting with Jameson. He's telling me about
fanboying.
No, I wasn't fanboying. I try to keep cool, but he's telling me about being on Jimmy Fallon. And, I was, he's talking about how like the recording process for that is, and Kyle comes out. The first thing Kyle asks,
Did you go to Bam's house on that episode of Viva La Bam?
and that's all he asked him. And he said no. And then Kyle walked away.
'Cause it's like the best episode.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not interested now. I'm walking away.
It was a good episode of Viva La Bam.
His
for
episode,
sure.
but who's the guy that goes to their bed?
Dave Brocky, Odorous Orangus.
Yeah.
He's like in pain. He's aping, and Nathan feels bad like late at night, and they're
He's
like,
like,
"What
"I'm
the
scared."
what the hell's going on?" He's like, "I'm scared." He's in his full like alien costume or whatever.
What about your friends? They're not my
Yeah,
friends.
what about your friends? They're not my friends.
That is so good.
I want to talk about the other release for this, the other way you're releasing it on the other platforms. You are releasing it
Yeah.
on the Game Boy Advance and
we
as
got one
well,
here.
and Nintendo 64. It was funny because I was chatting to a guy a couple of weeks ago. There it is. And you guys, I was trying to think of your name because we were talking about these cartridges because you notice these albums that are coming out where some metal bands are doing like these 8-bit albums.
Yeah,
and that.
Lich King did that.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was interviewing this guy and we were talking about how you had done this Nintendo 64 cartridge and the Game Boy Advance for this and released. And we were saying how fucking cool it is. Tell me a little bit more
Thank you.
about the idea, because I know you've done it before with one of your other albums as well, done the release of the other platform. But can you tell me a little bit about going back with this and doing that for the Game Boy and the Nintendo 64 for like the game tragics like me?
From the beginning, do all of them.
Well, so it's God, that's a lot of Bo. I essentially, when it comes to actually figuring out how to program it and all that, I like hacking video games. I've done it since I was a kid, and it's just sprite hacking, where you just redraw the thing and you rewrite like this much code. And I know Bo had the idea of coming up with the Game Boy cartridge, and then originally with the Game Boy Advance, Daniel was going to have to reprogram everything into MIDI, but I figured out a way to actually get the tracks onto their like album quality. They're really bad. They're compressed, it's like it's 8-bit or 64-bit. It's bad. But I don't know. Bo, can you talk about how you come up with all the crazy ideas for merch? What's your process on that?
I mean, truthfully, it's just dumb ideas come to me when I'm trying to map out stage show stuff. So like, to give you an example of one that I was throwing at like Vinny and Kyle and them in the band chat the other day is we're playing a skate park again in July. And so I'm already trying to think about, why are you shaking your head, Kyle? Am I not supposed to say?
Oh, you're not
Don't
supposed to
tell
see
the
us.
idea.
No, you can tell them.
Okay, but anyway,
Shut up.
so it's like I'm already going through going to the dollar stores trying to figure out, okay, what can I give the crowd to where it's like I can buy 100 of them or 200 of them without like going broke. And the dollar store has like these dollar brand tech decks, and we already right now have
Yeah, grab it, show it off.
Like,
Yeah, he bought one. Of course he did.
of course I did, because I like all of our merch. So I pitched them the idea of like, oh, if we're playing a skate park and it's like an all ages show with a lot of kids that might not be able to afford these, then why don't we just buy a bunch of these Dollar Tree tech decks and then make like this deck on the little tech decks and then make like custom packaging and stuff for them. So basically buy them up and just repackage them after we've decorated. So a lot of it is just wandering around stores, trying to come up with ideas for what we can do for like 1 to 200 people affordably. And then somewhere along the way, it's like, why not make this merch sort of thing? So that's where a lot of our weird merch ideas kind of come from, is something to where it's like, hey, this would be really cool. Just throwing it out and people stepping on it in the pit. What if it became merchandise type things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Andrei's
we
art is
do
perfect
trash
for
the pit.
skateboard. Sorry, Vinny. Andrei's art there, I was saying, is perfect for skateboard, dude. It looks dope on the skateboard deck there, man.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I sent it to him.
Yeah, I don't even skate anymore. I'm far too old for it, man. But I want to get one of those decks and kind of have it in the lounge room as well. So if anyone's like wants to get it, Bandcamp, I suppose, is the best place for everyone to go over and track down merch.
Yeah. All our merch is on Bandcamp, and certain things like the skate deck are kind of like made to order, so it takes a month. Yeah. The 64 albums, the N64 albums are at a made to order right now, but we'll have a surplus. So it, sometimes when people buy them, they'll get them right away, but it says on there made to order, might take a month. But yeah, it's essentially a lot of you just want to exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like our buddy Clay from Foxbath said that, to where it's like you just want the merch thing to exist. And we sell almost all our merch for like cost, so if you see the cost on there, you're like, wow, that's a lot. That's what it costs us to like literally break even. We're not making any profit on it. So, and with the 64 and the Game Boy, it's one of those things that we wanted to see if we could do it. I was looking at doing the Mega Drive, which is the Genesis.
Yeah.
Here, the Mega Drive by you all, right?
Yep.
And it's doable, but you wouldn't have an image. You would only hear the music.
Yep.
And so I don't know if I'll end up ever doing that one. And then we actually have a Super Nintendo hack, but the cartridges to be able to actually run the hack are $150.
Oh, wow.
So it's one of those things to where I haven't really done it and pushed it because that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, and you say that, and then people think we're being greedy asking that. It's like, no, that's cost, So
And it's about getting behind, as you're saying, like that's really expensive. But with your other merch there, it's getting behind the band and supporting as well. And it must have been hard for you guys the last couple of years because playing shows are a big part of Belushi Speed Ball, and not being able to play those shows the last couple of years must have really sucked. But I did notice that you were able to get hire a van, and go play a song, dude. I got a bit of a laugh out of that, dude.
Yeah.
That was really cool. It's like COVID's fucked us with the live music. None of us can go to live shows, so we're bringing you one bloody song, man. That looked like fun to do, eh?
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you saw that. Yeah, we dressed up as Mad Max.
Yeah, I seen that, dude.
Yeah.
That's what got my attention.
We just pulled up. We went from bar to bar in Louisville, and we would just throw open the door of the van. Nobody knew we were coming, and we would just start playing. And our cue to shut the door and peel off is whenever we would notice like a member of management getting on the phone and talking and looking at us like, oh, they're calling the cops. Quick, let's go. And then we just peel off. And we did it for, I think, like 6 different bars apart from the main one that we done before finally we were like, okay, at this stage, if multiple people are calling, it's only a matter of time before like it's pretty easy to find us in this van driving around the city type thing.
Yeah.
The band in the back cranking crossover thrash.
Yeah. Kyle, tell him how mad you were at me
What happened?
when I returned the van and got a refund.
Oh, Vinny's a piece of shit.
Tell the story.
He rented this van and clearly rented a generator that runs on gas. And we're we're driving around, so he's like spilling gas, and the whole thing smells like gas. And you're not supposed to drive with these doors open with a generator in this van that they let you rent. And he brings it back to him and is like,
It's a Penske truck.
"Hey, you guys, this van smells like gas, so it's not really cool. You should give me half off." and they just do, and he feels like it's an accomplishment. But I work in retail, and that just pissed me off.
Yeah, I got 50% off. And the kid giving me 50%
For something
off.
he did himself.
That's right. The kid giving
It's
me
an
50% off.
accomplishment. Yeah, that kid doesn't care.
No, it doesn't come off his paycheck. We took it to Jeff Bezos and Penske.
Yeah, that's it. And to be fair, you kind of need those doors open when you're driving around with all that fuel everywhere as well. So come
to hit me.
Yeah, that's it.
Gas is expensive. It's expensive.
Oh
It's hard
yeah,
to
it's
get
twice
hot
as
gas
expensive
these
here at
days.
the moment. I'm walking everywhere, dude, just for the price of gas. I'm like, fuck it, I'll walk. Work's not far. It's really.
You don't ride kangaroos and stuff?
No, man. That only on Sundays, dude. Only on Sundays. It's a bit easier to catch
Yeah,
them on a
the
Sunday,
Lord's
dude.
Day.
They're hungover as fuck from slamming too many beers over the Friday, Saturday night. So you can catch the kangaroos a little bit easier.
Jesus Christ, stop!
Guys, this was an absolute pleasure, man. What Us Worry comes out 27th of May. I'm going to get you guys. I can play 3 tracks, so pick a track each to go with this off of the album.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, on the radio.
You're good.
We'll be going on Saturday night, so the album will have dropped that day.
Yeah, it drops Friday.
Yeah.
You're gonna you want us to
You
pick
pick
three
three.
Yeah,
tracks?
pick a track each. Pick a track each. I can pick 3 tracks, so
Okay.
I'm allowed to play max 3. So pick a track each. For the
Max
show.
3. Okay. Well, you gotta play Ripping Up Municipal Waste. It's the only good
I
one
know.
on it.
Yeah. And we can get the whole group.
Daniel Neal, pick a track.
Yeah, pick a track, Daniel.
We get mad, Kyle, if I say Dog Birthday's dead. Because I like that song.
That's choice
I really
track,
like that song.
dude.
We haven't even talked about that.
That's what I would have picked too, Daniel, because it's funny because it's like making fun of Kyle on the album.
So I used to play in Kyle's band, Dog Birthday. I played bass, and then they broke up. And then I was like, well, you can just join Belushi. And so the song's all about his band, and it's his song. I stole a song he never recorded, and I sold the rights to Sound Blast. I said I owned it. Me and Daniel wrote it. So Kyle gets no royalties on it.
I've never made a dime
And
from the band in general.
we've done this a couple
This
times.
is
to
metal.
Kyle,
It's not
but
like
we're-
we get really much royalties out of this anyway. None of us are making any money out of this.
No, but the record label does. And it's funny. So we've done this a couple times to Kyle on the last album on Stella 1, Stella 2, Hipster Posers. At the very end of it, that's his song, where it goes into the pop punk part. And I was like, Kyle, we're in the studio. He had his headphones on. Like, I need you to sing on this part. And I told him what he was going to sing. And then you should have saw the look of defeat on his face when he heard his own song being played back at him. It was
like,
so
this is
funny,
good.
right, Kyle?
That song rocks too, man. That rocks, dude.
It's really not.
Yeah, we live for those moments. So you should play
Well, I
Dog
only made a
Birthday.
7-song album, so I've only got at least 5 more albums left. Before.
I'm gonna rip them all off.
We'll get them all on there, mate.
Yeah. So we got a third song to pick.
I guess Tattletale Strangler would make sense for the
You
third.
right
Yeah.
chose.
No, Daniel chose that.
You agreed.
I agreed. That's not the same as choosing.
No. Kyle choose.
Fine, Kyle choose since Daniel and I both picked a song that makes fun of you.
Oh, what song did you want again?
You want Telltale Strangler?
You want a Tattletale Strangler?
Yeah.
Okay, not that one. Magic Conch.
Sure, that's cool. That's cool. The whole album's cool, man. I really enjoyed this album, mate,
Thank
guys.
you.
Yeah, the whole album's cool, man. You can't go wrong with any of the tracks on there. As with all your albums, man, I've always enjoyed Belushi Speed Ball. Kind of
Really?
the attitude, the sound, the energy, and everything you guys have got going on. And I looking forward to kind of where you guys go. Hopefully have a chat sometime in the future. Do you have any last words, shout outs, or thank yous you'd like to add in there before we sign out?
We gotta go around. So Bo, shout out.
Shout outs to what, like other bands or just stuff we
Anyone,
need to
dude.
add?
Mum, dad, whoever you like, dude, whatever. I don't care.
Okay.
Add stuff, whatever I've missed, it's all good, bro.
All right. I guess if I'll put in a plug, if people are wanting to catch all of our live sets, pretty much all of them are on our on the YouTube channel called Senor Diablo Show. And that's on YouTube. And like pretty much all of our live sets going back for years are on there. So that'll kind of help if people are kind of curious what the live performances look like after they've heard the music. That'd be a place to kind of see what all we do when it comes to fucking up venues.
Agreed. Yeah, Senor Diablo Show, and it's like Adult Swim humor. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Daniel Neal, please plug your other projects. Like talk about Era really quick and your Daniel Neal stuff.
Sure. Also do some music, a group called Era of Machines. If anyone wants to look that up, that's kind of Jim T progressive stuff. So I do that. And I have a solo project for Daniel Neal, and it's kind of metal, kind of video game music kind of stuff. So that's it. Thanks.
Also, shout out Vinny, since this is the best cat right here because Vinny doesn't have Stella with him, so he can't counter it. The one-eyed cat. It's a pirate.
Yarg.
Well, they were talking not to talk about dirty euphemism and stuff. The one-eyed cat. We weren't going to talk about that dirty metaphor. All right.
Kyle, shout
There
out.
ain't no Stella.
Shout out DMX. Shout out Dick Kitty Blood Punch. They're dead.
Rest in peace.
DMX again because he made like 3 absolute top 1 bangers, and that's about it.
Do you listen to DMX while you're riding your BMX?
I listen to DMX every day of my life, and NSYNC. DMX and NSYNC, both of them.
It's the
I'm
only
sorry,
one
I
to
meant
listen to
Backstreet
DMX.
DMX for life.
For life.
Rest in peace.
Rough Riders.
Perfect way to sign it out. Everyone grab What Else
Wow.
Worry. Comes out 27th of May. Belushi Speed Ball. Put it in the stereo. Crank it really bloody loud for the neighbors. They are going to want to hear it as well. Cheers, guys.
Hey, thank you for having us on.
Thanks.
Cheers, guys.
So I'm a hypocrite, stole this guitar riff, original music makes me sick. We'll make it faster